You're watching the Roblox Battlebot Championship Series final bracket on the ZuggyJ YouTube channel, where today we have a matchup between Inferno and Comet as we take a look at the bot profile brought to you by the Plain Crazy Tech Challenge. Inferno, a four-wheeled egg beater, going up against a four-wheel custom wheel egg beater in Comet. And we take a look at the player profile here. Sizzle, Cammy, both extremely different careers. Sizzle finding success in nearly every league he's been a part of, where Cammy still looking for that first tournament win, but he has an opportunity here today to make his team proud, as here is the box rush presented by the YouTube subscribe button. And there is a lot at stake, not just in this matchup today for the individuals, but also in the team standings, as Sizzle, driver of Inferno, is the last remaining member of his team, Sizzling Robotics. They've been struggling this year. Had a great draft, but he's the only one left as he gets a wheel there. The back left wheel is off of Comet. Their custom wheels are supposed to be more protected, but Inferno has no trouble chewing through it, and he's on top of the arena, and we're going to have a quick pause. And we are back, and what I was going to say about the team standings is, look, Sizzling Robotics, Sizzle's the last hope, but unless he wins the tournament and goes perfect from here, he's probably not going to be able to do anything in the team standings. But for Daywatcher Enterprises, Cammy is going to play a huge role because Iron Raider kind of has a death sentence in the first round. Their team captain, Vortex, going against Coughing Baby. Nobody has him predicted to win that fight. So Cammy's going to need to step up here and pull off an upset today, or at least get some points to keep Daywatcher Enterprises in the team standings race. And speaking of those predictions, coming into today, only 2 people had Comet winning this one. 14% of the brackets had Comet winning, so not a great number. Not a lot of people have faith in him, but Cammy is in the final bracket, is getting along just fine. Yeah, he has a losing record in his career, but this could be an opportunity for him to turn things around as he delivers a huge shot. Almost said some profanity there. Can't do that on the broadcast. And he looks like he may have split part of the egg beater of Inferno, but that middle bar on Inferno has so many blocks in it. It's very dense, and Sizzle really says that makes a big difference in the durability of his BattleBot. Other people disagree, but when you're successful as Sizzle, it's kind of hard to doubt him as he moves in again, but he takes the worst of that blow and gets flung backwards. But at this point, Comet is stuck crab walking in the arena, so those control points, if this goes to a judge's decision, are going to be really tough to come by for Cammy now, because it's just so hard to drive when you're crab walking. It's impossible, at least it feels impossible, to outdrive your opponent, and the weapon's been blown off of the bot. There goes part of the frame. Sizzle's going in for the kill, and this could be the end of the match here if he can just stay on top of him, stay aggressive, and there's no wheel left. That's going to end up being a knockout. It has to be. And the referee calls it. Inferno with a knockout in Game 1. And Sizzle picks up right where he left off in the group stage. Well, with that win, Sizzle makes it to the 35 win mark in his career. Very impressive from him. And I remember back in the day when he was first trying to get into BattleBots, some of the bots he showed us as he is now stuck in the wall. I'll tell that story when we get right back. All right, so we are back, and what I was trying to say about Sizzle is early days of him trying to be a BattleBot builder were not pretty. Some of the bots he showed us just weren't great, couldn't get himself drafted in the tournaments, wasn't finding a lot of success with bots like Rock and stuff like that back in the day, and he's really found his calling with these egg beater style bots. Last year he went in with Indigo, also great logo by the way, great style on that bot, and made it all the way to the semifinals before being eliminated by Liquefied. No shame in that. And this year he's just taking his game to that next level. He's winning all the small tournaments around the community. As he's stuck on his back, opportunity for Comet to go in here. Referee's going to call a pause. That one might be controversial as Comet got some damage. And we are back. So referee's changing the rules a little bit this year. If you get stuck on the wall like that and you're unable to move, it's not called uncontrolled movement, and they will call a pause for you eventually, but there's going to be like a 3-second window for opponents to go in and do damage. So it's a weird rule, but it's better than just calling a knockout, and it's also, a little bit fair to the opponent, saying, hey, I put you in a bad spot, I should be able to get some damage. So it's going to be a controversial one, but that might also be good for the league, as As we all know, controversial calls get talked about, and that creates drama. And when there's drama, people tend to watch a little bit more. As there's a big hit, and there goes the weapon again. It's torn off the bot. Inferno is just a monster in the arena, and it just does not care what's in front of it. It's going to destroy it. Man, this bot is just so damaging, and Sizzle knows how to drive it just perfectly. Has a lot of games on it. Currently in RBCS and MBIT, only has a record of 4-0. He did use it in the first tryout tournament before losing in the final. And then he has some clones of it that are a little bit different that he uses. But if he could, like, take all of his games from other leagues that I don't have access to and put it together for a record, it would be insane. And his current record's not bad either. 35-20 in his career. The dude is a monster, and I don't know why he stopped driving.
Pause.
The referee is going to call a pause here. That is interesting. All right, we are back. So
3, 2,
it looks like
1,
Cammy was complaining about something about controlled movement on the other side, and he was typing in Roblox chat, so he wasn't moving. The referee got confused and paused it. That's probably the right call, but if you're a driver, man, your full focus has to be on the fight. You can't be typing in Roblox chat or complaining. Got to go out there and do what you got to do. And on the same token, his weapon is blown off, and he's looking for ways to win. So if he feels like he's being cheated, maybe he should call it out. But 40 seconds left, and the aggression, the control, everything feels like it's going the way of Sizzle. I mean, maybe you could make an argument that Comet has been the more aggressive bot as it keeps feeding itself into the weapon, but it's just not working out for him as that Sizzle gets to the backside again. Great driving there. Inferno tearing through on the underbelly. There goes some more armor. I see a motor on the ground, and those wheels are getting turned into Swiss cheese as we near the 10-second mark left in the fight. Referees are going to count us down to the judge's decision, and this one has to be an easy one for Sizzle. I can't see any way he loses this.
2, 1, turn off BBB. Turn off BBB.
All right, here we go. Judge's decision. Sizzle could take a commanding lead in the series.
The judges have made their final decision, and the winner of Game 2 by a single point is Inferno.
One single point. That is certainly a decision. I don't know how I feel about losing aggression and control there, but weapon effectiveness saves Inferno 4-1. He's going to win Game 2. Well, this game is win or go home for Comet and its driver Cammy. It's a tough one, man. When Sizzle is on a roll like this, it's just so hard to stop him. And look, Sizzle in his career is known for a lot of things, whether it's verbally shitposting during the fights to annoy opponents, or whether it's to actually getting bots like his banned from other leagues because of how dominant he was, and people viewed clones of his bot as being the reason why he was so good. He just has the experience and the knowledge of the game that allows him to be extremely successful. And you're seeing it in this series that he's not only just out driving Cammy, as there goes a wheel off the bot, and we're stuck in the ceiling, so I think we're going to get a pause here. Well, the bots are set back up, and we're only 30 seconds into this fight, but it kind of just feels helpless at this point for Cammy. There's just not a lot you can do against bots like Inferno. There are custom wheels on Comet, which makes it hard to remove those wheels, and on Inferno, they're just basic cylinders, so they're easier to break. So maybe if you can throw them into those arena hazards and get them shredded off, that could be a move. There's also drills on the side, like right there, you see a wheel going off. Now he's on the backside, able to get out a few of them, but there are a lot. No, there he goes. That was weird. All right, well, he went about 600 altitude in the air, according to Playing Crazy, but he is back in the arena. We're going to continue the fight as there's a huge shot. Takes off a wheel, splits the drum, and Cammy tries to counter, but Comet not fast enough, and he forgot to turn off his blacklist. We'll be right back. A lot of pauses in this one. Referees got us set up right, and I get to hear the referees in between fights. They're getting a little bit fed up with this, but it's how it goes. Sizzle is a troll in the arena. He likes to just do what he's got to do, and has Cammy up against the wall. Got another wheel, and they're going to call a pause for the same reason mentioned earlier. All right, well, got those free shots because he got stuck in the arena. Just something you can't do. Can't be fighting up against those walls. Now has him against the arena hazard. More damage. Splits the frame. No wheels left on that side. This could be the end of the fight here. He's unable to move. He's not moving at all. Referee doesn't call a knockout. I'm not sure about that one. There's the knockout call. That was a little bit late, and the bots want to keep going, but the referee called it. I think that's going to be the end of the fight. We'll wait to see if they put the score up on the scoreboard. And yeah, it's 3-0, so I guess we're just going to let them keep fighting for fun, but that's the end of the fight. Inferno, extremely dominant today. Great driving from Sizzle, and here's a look at the final bracket, powered by Challenge and brought to you by the Cardboard Bug. He's going to be fighting Flaming Hot Grebe in the next round, and that's going to be a tough matchup for him. And here are the team standings. Sizzling Robotics no longer in last, tied with the Daywatcher Enterprises. It's an uphill battle from here, though. He's the only one left on his team, and as for Daywatchers, Iron Radar and Cosmic Crab are all they have left. But we'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll have a post-game interview with the one and only Sizzle. We are joined by Sizzle after a 3-0 sweep over Comet. Sizzle, you made it look pretty easy today. What was that fight like for you? And looking forward to the rest of the tournament, how far do you think you can go?
I personally thought it was pretty fun. There's a bunch of pretty cool hits that I thought it was. The one thing I'm worried about in the main tournament is like my next opponent. I think he might probably gonna struggle against him a little bit.
Yeah, you're facing Flaming Hot Grebe as your next matchup, and he's kind of come out of nowhere this year. He's taken down a lot of high-level bots. What is your thought process going into that one, and do you think your bot can hold up in that match?
I already know 2 different changes I'm gonna have to make to it to make it like do good, but other than that, I have a pretty good driving strategy that I'm gonna use against him, and other than that, I'm pretty sure I would do fine against it.
All right, and then do you have any finishing thoughts before we finish this interview?
That fight that I just had was pretty fun. I wish to do it again in my next fight.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and have a great rest of your day, Sizzle. That was Sizzle after a 3-0 sweep over Comet. Final score, like I just said, it is 3-0. What a dominant performance here today. Sizzle is one of the top seeds in this tournament for a reason. You don't get the 4 seed out of being bad. He looks to win his first ever RBCS this year moving forward. Thank you guys so much for watching.